Life insurance this week. Again, like so many other insurances, there are many ways you can set up a policy. So I'll just hit on some pros and cons on each. Term insurance is generally inexpensive compared to other versions. It can be bought in various lengths of term 10, 20, or 30 years. And it's better than not having anything. Depending on the company, often it can be converted to one of the other types. The downsides: if it's not converted, it has to be reissued at the end of the term, usually more expensive in the new policy in comparison. After all, you are now 10 or 20 or 30 years older. If you've been diagnosed with something in the meantime, often they will not write you a new policy. This happened to a friend's mother. She initially got a 10-year term at age 19 when she got married. Then she got another 10-year term at age 29. She was diagnosed with cancer at age 38, so couldn't get another policy at age 39, and she lived to just into her 41st year. So paid for insurance for 20 years and ended up receiving nothing. Universal life. This one, along with a variable life policy, is generally more expensive than term, but less expensive than whole life. One reason it's more expensive is it does build up a cash value. The cash value can help offset the cost of insurance that rises as you age. Then there's variable universal life that also accumulates cash value and is often invested in the market, hopefully returning better than the universal's market rate. In both cases, you can withdraw a portion of the cash value with the understanding that you will either pay taxes on the money if it's an outright withdrawal, or you may borrow from the account with the understanding that you may pay it back or that the loan plus interest will be deducted from the death benefit. It might also mean higher premiums to keep the policy in force. Whole life insurance or permanent life insurance is generally the most expensive. It also is unlikely to become unaffordable as you agree to the premiums from the start, and often, should it happen that you cannot afford the premium, you can restructure the policy as reduced paid up. Whatever's value it is at that time is what you have. With whole life, you can also borrow from the policy and choose to pay the interest only, the principal and interest, or never pay it back, understanding that the death benefit will be reduced by the loan plus interest at that time. And some people will even use it as additional retirement income. So why have life insurance? One advisor I had when I was young said to take care of children, to pay off the house, or to bury you. She convinced me to cash in the whole life policy we had at the time, because we also had some high term insurance policies as well. It was the old buy term and invest the rest. But she never followed up with me. So the cash proceeds that we paid taxes on ended up getting spent and not invested. And then years later, that term with its flex premium ended early because I didn't want to spend $2,000 on what had cost me $500 the year before. That, plus in the meantime, I had gotten into this business and I set up whole life policies for us. Why did I do that? Well, several reasons. It's money I can draw on if we do ever need it, say to pay property taxes. Our mortgage will be paid off soon, but taxes go on forever. And the county can take our home faster than the bank would have ever been able to. Next reason, if we don't spend it, it gives our kids tax-free money to pay inheritance taxes. We might not be subject at the time to federal estate taxes, but as I've said before, Pennsylvania and other states have estate taxes, and in Pennsylvania there are no exceptions for any amounts. So should we happen to be in a bad housing market at that time, the kids will be forced to sell just to pay the state estate taxes. And while we're looking at prepaying for our funerals, if there were any problems with that, they would have these funds for that as well. It's in the long run, money brings options. Have any questions or comments? Click the button below. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.